Oh my gosh, dude! Dallan might have watched the East-West Bowl skit from Key and Peele like 25 times.
So, dude, I love those.
It's like every time I walk by his office, he's got a different Key and Peele skit on.
There's an SNL one where it's the Pounders School, and it's the school for people with like names that people make fun of. So it's a special school you could bring your kids to battle funny name, and it's their graduation, and it's the guy from The Office, Steve Carell, and he's just reading off their names, and one of them is This Is Live. So can't say one of them. They're funny.
Yeah.
They're all like innuendo. But one of
Oh
Yeah.
man, dude, that's great.
You done messed up, Ron.
Aaron,
Yeah.
Balake.
But
Aaron actually is playing football for a college in the third East-West Bowl. So that's what the guys.
That's awesome.
Too funny.
yeah. Well, guys, welcome on in. We've got the sales team here. We got the Southeast and the Northeast in on this episode. You guys are all in town for the sales summit this year. Had a great night last night. It sounds like playing some poker and doing some awards and having a great time. So
Just some awards.
yeah. Who won the awards?
The Southeast swept the awards. Congratulations, Southeast.
Congrats.
That's 3 of them.
Thank you. You're getting a congratulations from a 2-time back-to-back award winner, Paul deLaski.
Yes.
Oh,
Who do we get with to make sure that our signature gets updated?
Yeah,
RSD and RSM.
that's a custom.
That's custom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul, will you send me your format?
Yeah.
Paul's gonna now adjust it to say former.
Well, I did have
Soon to be
Salesman of
again.
the year again. The second time around. So
This
again.
next year, this year I feel is going to be highly.
It's be very
Oh, let's bring it on.
highly competitive.
I love that. The competition is so fun.
Yeah.
It is. Greg Hartzell's about to fill his regional sales manager position.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a full team in
Full
every
team.
region. It is going to be
How
wild.
cool
Let's
is
go.
that?
Bring it on.
Dude, the amount of growth that we've seen is crazy, right? It's fantastic. I mean, seeing just a few years ago, Paul, when I was on the sales team, it was me, you, and one other person,
It
man.
was the 3 of
It
us.
was the 3 of us.
I was the first one ever hired that didn't live in Utah. I was the first outside salesperson hired by PDK
Yeah.
7 years ago. It's a different company today.
Oh my goodness, is it right?
Oh my
Jeez, it's nuts. I mean, we we've got 8 people now on the marketing team. When I started, it was one person. And it wasn't even me. It was somebody different. I was on the sales team at that point.
Even with 8 people, though, it's amazing that what you guys put out.
We do put out a lot.
It's unbelievable.
Benson is still an honorary sales team member, and oh my gosh,
I can't unsee Brockleberry Crunch.
shoot, PDK wouldn't be what it is today without Paul deLaski and Brock Benson, man.
Brockleberry Crunch is my gamer name.
I know, I love it.
For all
That was your football name in fantasy.
it was, yep. Brockleberry Crunch, and I did not do well this year in fantasy, but I did not take last place. However, so we've got a really intense fantasy football team draft going on where we're doing a dynasty, so we keep the same team year after year, and we've got drafts and we've got budgets and things like that. It's actually a lot of fun.
Dude, we had a great
I
time.
had a great time with it, but I spent way too much money. I spent a third of my budget on Christian McCaffrey, who then goes out and
Plays 2 games.
plays 2 games this year. But I did trade him midway through the year to Jeremy.
Yes.
And man, I feel so bad because I traded him right before he was supposed to come back from IR, and then he goes right back on IR.
Yep.
So I really did Jeremy dirty.
Yeah, but
So
you
I
got
feel
some
bad.
good
You feel
value.
bad about
Right?
that?
I kind of.
I mean, he accepted the trade,
Such a
though.
nice person.
Jeremy is.
Yeah.
And so
Was your
He probably accepted
Yeah,
the
competitive,
trade just to be
so-
nice.
Just to be nice. Absolutely.
I'll take it because it's Brock.
that's probably what happened. But I did get his first round pick for this next year, and he just jumped to the number 1 pick in the lottery for it. And so I've got the number 1 and the number 3 picks
That's
next
strong.
year.
I didn't
So-
even get I need to look it up. The lottery happened
Yeah,
yesterday.
it went yesterday. So Tim came into my office and we watched it live on his phone. I think you're somewhere mid in the pack. Yeah.
Okay.
Brock, I heard Deshaun Watson's going to be available for the first pick.
Oh, you think so?
You should
Okay.
consider that.
He
He's
might be available for a while.
Quality.
The audience is wondering why isn't Dallan talking a lot about all this football stuff? I don't play football. I never have. I don't understand it. I played it my freshman and sophomore year in high school. I'm a basketball player, obviously.
Obviously.
Come on.
I thought you were the pickleball champion.
But now that's the next chapter.
The next chapter of
I'm
that.
going to stop talking about basketball now. Pickleball.
Pickleball.
Pickleball and golf.
Pickleball's it.
That's it. Pickleball is.
Tell us about how angry you got the other day at the guy you played.
Which one?
Did you hurt a guy?
The younger guy that thought he was just going to
Was he
beat
talking
you.
trash? So I jumped in on a singles tournament at my pickleball club, which is very difficult. That's where you're one person instead of a team. And this guy made a comment about my age. So got some of this, just a fun little comment, but it wasn't fun for him late because I
regretted it?
sacrificed everything. Yeah.
Dallan
Got out of
to a sword.
Yeah. But I did win.
That's what's important.
That is
It is.
And since then, he's been texting me through our court reserve app where I am because I've had this sales summit and I haven't been at pickleball.
You still in bed, you old man?
Yeah. No, he doesn't talk to me like that anymore. Stiff.
Yeah.
He ruined his whole
He
day.
is swearing.
Now he just,
to you, sir.
he calls you dad. He's like, hi,
I
dad.
will recommend that.
That's amazing.
Just wear a name tag when you go in there next time and just put dad.
Your dad.
Yeah. Put his name.
Yeah. That guy over there, that's my son.
It's my son over there. Can you walk him, just like pat him on the head?
People like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, guys, thank you a ton for taking some time out of your busy summit schedule to come and jump on an episode of the Big Access podcast. Today I want to
Happy
talk.
to be here.
Well, good.
Heck yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about kind of what is hot in your area as far as access control goes. Obviously we've got the Southeast here, we've got the Northeast here, so totally different territories might have totally different, verticals that are hot or different types of controllers that are hot. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about that today and see what's going on in your area. So, but for those of you guys who are watching who don't know these guys, we're going to go around the room and just introduce each other and, talk about your title and your region. So let's start over here. Scott, who has a very comfortable mattress. I've actually slept at Scott's house before.
Well,
Is that something I traveled?
that could have gone.
Yeah.
We were hunting.
I like
We were deer hunting.
I introduced Brach to urban hunting.
Yes.
Out here it's a little different in Utah in the mountains, so I took him to some neighborhood hunting down in Georgia.
It was a riot.
It's a lot of fun.
Mrs. Thompson.
Literally,
Literally,
they're drinking coffee on their back porch. Like, oh, had fun. Did you shoot anything? Did you catch a deer?
Did you catch a deer? Oh my gosh. Did you
Have
catch
deer
a
on a
deer?
leash, walking down the street. It's just a deer I hunted.
Yes.
So Scott Nelson, regional sales director.
You're a little far. There you go.
Is that better? There we go. All right. So Scott Nelson, regional sales director for the Southeast. I'm kind of coming on over. Regional sales director for the Southeast. So everything from North Carolina down to Florida, Georgia, over to Mississippi.
Award-winning
That's awesome.
regional sales director.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
All right, let's go right here.
Hal Henderson, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, and the Panhandle of Florida.
There we go.
Again, an award-winning
So,
regional sales name.
and everywhere you cover is under 1.5 feet of snow right now.
Which is crazy.
I came to Utah
Crazy.
to see snow.
And you didn't
And
get any
family
snow.
playing in the snow, and I'm sitting here looking at beautiful weather.
It's wild.
I do have a question.
Anyway, so now I'm moving on to
Oh,
Paul.
geez.
No, I'm just
You
kidding.
just cut off Dallan.
I have a quick question for Hal and Paul, or Hal and Scott. Do you guys just put your pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else, or
Just like everyone else.
just like everyone else? Okay.
But then when they're on, they make gold records.
Gold records.
What Al Bell reference? We do this office. If you are up on certain things, you can't make it here.
You can't. You have to be on the inside of every
You're sitting in your office and people show up and be like, "Why aren't you in this meeting?" You're like, "What? What are you talking about?" And I'm like, I made a reference to the Cowbell Blue Oyster Cult SNL thing, and everyone else is there. And then that's the only reason people leave PDK is because they don't get the references. But I'm Dallan Labrum. I'm the EVP of sales. My whole sales team is here in this office right now. I love it. It's like the best time of the year when we all get together. I love it. I love ISC West. That's like the main reason I love ISC West is because I get together with the whole team.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you text Scotty in the morning and get him fired up? Because he gets out of bed and he runs out, and I get Ric Flair at like 6:15.
Can I get a
get
Ric
ready-
Flair?
Can we go to the office? Can we go to the office, Hal? And I'm like, no, it's 6:15 in the morning. Nobody's there, Scott.
A little text at like 5:58 my time that'll say, "Hey, big dog, give me a shout when you get up." You got a break in the schedule?
Oh my gosh, dude, that's amazing.
I'm not kidding.
Listen, I love coming in here for the summit, right?
Yes.
We get to get in here, and there's been so many people that have started a PDK since we were here last year. I know that the other departments, when you get over to support and engineering and marketing, they're probably a little bit happy that we're all leaving tomorrow.
I would say a lot.
It's definitely a little louder.
Track here soon.
It's a little bit louder around here when the sales team is in, but it's so much fun to go meet these people, really build that relationship that is going to get us through the rest of this year to next year when we meet a whole bunch more new people.
Yeah.
I got a Slack from Evan Orm the first day everyone was here, and he's like, could you please turn off the music? Because this is going to blow everyone's mind, but we do have an area right now that is shared by salespeople and engineers.
It's crazy.
Okay, I know. You got to do what you got to do with the space that you have. But anyway, I emailed it back, or I Slacked it back, and I'm just like, hey, listen, we've got our sales summit this week. This is going to be an exception. And he emails me back. He goes, I understand it's going to be a little rowdy. Please turn off the music.
That's
So Dallan
funny.
turned it up.
That's funny.
All right, let's go over here.
So Paul deLaski, Regional Sales Director, Northeast. I cover Maine to Virginia, which includes Eastern Pennsylvania and Eastern New York. And I love being here with the theme. I mean, it's so much fun. Can't imagine doing this for more than a few days. But for the few days that we're here, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we're having a good time.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah. J.R. Andrews, class of 93. RSM, Great Lakes region.
Kindergarten.
And, the Great Lakes region, enough said.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys a ton. Like I had mentioned earlier, I want to talk about what is hot in access control in your guys' area. So, Scott, I'm going to go ahead and start things with you over in your Southeast territory. What right now would you say is hot in access control?
Yeah, I mean, so just going to the basics of it, a big part of the success I think we've all had, but something that me and Hal really leaned on was the buy-in from dealers, finally making that mind shift to we are going to sell cloud-based access control. The number of dealers that I've talked to in the last week that go, if it's not cloud-based, we don't sell it anymore. So them finally...
the transition is here.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And that is a big catapult and catalyst to us having a successful year, was dealers finally buying into that and seeing the value of it and seeing what it did for their business as a whole, from the support side to the actual revenue side. That was huge, huge, huge. And that's a hot thing in the Southeast, was making that conversion, understanding the reoccurring model and how to leverage that.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Love it. RMR, it's a good thing.
Absolutely.
And
Reach out. Let us teach you about
Or
it.
is it the biggest issue you're running into in the South is that a lot of the buildings don't have doors?
That is true.
Is that okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they're doggy doors. So yeah,
We're trying to develop a way to be able to secure doggy doors with access control.
Latch doors.
find that.
I just saw a documentary about the Appalachians, and anyway.
How can Dallan offend an entire region in one sentence?
Okay, let's not get into that.
Top
Please
to bottom,
Look at
buddy.
our end user training if you want to get offended. Okay.
Hey, I'll tell you another huge thing that's hot is David Jones and our
Absolutely.
integrations.
Yes.
I mean, so many
Absolutely.
there's so many different verticals we can attack. We can attack 24/7 gyms have come up a lot lately. What else? The golf simulations.
Yes.
They're popping up everywhere.
Pickleball courts. Pickleball.
Pickleball courts.
We're doing a few right now.
It's the fastest growing sport.
Yeah.
Pickleball.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy. But the integrations David Jones pumps out, I mean, that guy's amazing. He's a superstar stud. Glad to have him on the team. And I mean, every time you call him with an opportunity and somebody says, hey, have you heard of this software? I'm like, never. David, have you heard of it? Yes, number 4, number 5 on the list. I mean, he knows everything. This guy's great.
Yeah, it's digging deep, and integrations. Evan Tree mentioned this in our sales summit. Integrations are a huge part of future, because you see a lot of these companies out there that are trying to do everything. They're trying to do cameras, access control, alarm, everything. And I hear it from every dealer. As soon as that happens, the product starts to suffer a little bit. One or the other. One maybe excels, and then, what we're doing here is we're creating a product that isn't going to suffer, man. We're focused on access control. We're focused on integrating with the best out there.
Yes.
So, when it's basically when you buy that truck and you want to put nice wheels and tires on it, well, we're the nice truck, right? And then we're going to integrate with some nice wheels and tires. We can put a nice winch on the front, but it's all going to be our integration partners that make that thing as awesome as it can be.
Great analogy.
Yeah. Really going southern there, huh?
Yeah.
Have you driven around the streets of Utah? I can walk under most trucks here without bending over.
That's true.
So question, who knows how pickleball got its name?
Oh,
I don't.
You don't know?
No.
The inventor of the game named it after his dog, Pickles.
Are you
Really?
serious?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Totally serious.
Wow.
Yeah,
And,
that's
and
crazy.
is it a
That
sport?
really makes it seem less cool. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's less
It depends if Pickles was a Chihuahua or a German Shepherd. Like that.
Great bit.
and a wiener
Or a pit bull.
You don't name you name a wiener dog Pickles.
Yeah.
Easy. My wife's gonna be watching this. She loves her wiener dog.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
right. It's shaped like a pickle.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is common. This is common.
So what's hot in the Northeast?
Yeah.
Plot twist.
Doing a lot with municipalities,
Yeah.
whether they're schools or police departments or fire departments or municipal buildings or whatever. But lots and lots and lots of municipal work. With the state government not so much, federal government not so much, but the local governments, oh my goodness, they're hot. They got the money, they're spending the money.
Yeah.
And back to recurring revenue. I've always said there's two kinds of dealers in this world: those that understand RMR and those that don't. And they're shifting.
Yes.
More and more are getting the RMR model. When I started in this industry in like 1922, nobody knew anything about RMR. But as we get closer into the modern age, it's all about the RMR model. I mean, those that understand it and grow their business. And and then I talk to people who's like, no, my customers won't pay a subscription fee. It's like, yeah, they will. But if they still push back, it's like, I'm talking to the wrong guy.
Yeah. Do y'all do a lot of
Absolutely.
fire and EMS facilities up there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've seen that pick up a
Ton.
lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Ton.
Yeah.
And I've actually had an opportunity to interact with some of Paul's end users. And these are people who have told us, I just reach out to them, ask them how things are going. I do some spot checks every month. And they're like, we were hesitant about making this investment, but they're like, it has made everything more efficient. They're like, we don't have to have people come in to send them credentials anymore. We can just send them to them. We can grant access to any of our buildings anywhere in the city. And it actually is starting to save the city money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's something that a lot of people don't understand is, you're making this investment to protect life and property, but you're also making this investment to make everything run more smoothly and efficiently within the city, which is good stewardship of the people you're governing.
I'm doing a city right now that in New Jersey that has a dog park. They've got like 3 or 4 doors using Bluetooth, but they got like 2,000 users. And the fact that we're using Bluetooth and we charge per reader per month, not per credential, when you get 2 or 3 readers for a dog park, but you got the entire city worth of people using this dog park, it becomes extremely cost effective.
Well, these dog parks they're turning into cities themselves because they'll have restaurants and bands that are playing out there. So it's like, man, it's cool.
Bring a wiener dog.
For pickles. I thought that's the word you screamed when you missed.
Oh, pickles.
Pickles.
JR, what's hot in your area?
Well,
man?
you know what? I'm with Paul on at the municipalities. They have been banging. And what's really awesome is I got a call from an IT director in Ohio, Southern Ohio, Sharonville. And he just found our product through our online. Our SEO's rocking. Yeah. So anyways, he had some questions. Then he's like, well, can you get me some references, of other municipalities? And I was like, sure. I reached out to like 4 other cities in the territory that are using PDK. And everybody was like, oh, yeah, I'd love to talk to them. We love the product. And it is like so awesome to have that, people that you're in communication with that are using it, that vertical that loves it. And they're willing to, proselytize, talk about the product for you, which is really awesome. So municipalities has been huge. And also in my market, I didn't see as much last year as I am this year, but the K through 12.
Yeah.
A lot of K through
12 is going to be huge in 2025.
Bluetooth credentialing is starting to get really, really hot.
Oh yeah. Hell, I'll tell you
add-on feature.
something interesting. When I first came on board, which would have been January of 23,
Right.
I'd start talking to dealers like, hey, are you doing Bluetooth? And then most of them were like, no, not really. Like, we haven't really tried it out yet. We haven't gotten into it. And literally within like 6 months of being on board, it was like a switch flipped.
Right.
And then all of a sudden everybody's like talking like, yeah, so what's up with the Bluetooth credentials? Yeah, I'm using Bluetooth. Make sure my readers are Bluetooth. And now I feel like, I don't know what you think or you guys think, but I think most folks, when they realize they can use Bluetooth, they're all over it. Like there's no other option.
I have some dealers who put in Bluetooth capable readers, even when the customer doesn't say they want the Bluetooth.
Yes, sir.
They want to be future proofed.
Yeah.
That way in the future, when they say, all they got to do is check the box. And that's when we start charging. We don't charge from the day that reader's installed. We charge from the day that boxes checked.
Yeah.
So future-proof the customers and put in the Bluetooth reader today, and you're good to go in the future.
Yeah, you hear
Love
from some dealers that they're concerned with Bluetooth. This, you guys can back me up if you feel this, but they're like, man, we make a lot of money off physical credentials. And one thing that is definitely easy to sell is something that's mutually beneficial. As soon as they try Bluetooth one time, they realize there's good margin in Bluetooth, and it's also extremely valuable to the end user customer.
Absolutely.
Once salespeople, these obviously mutually beneficial products, once salespeople see it one time, and then the end user feels it, yeah, those are the best relationships where you're getting a good value as an end user, and the dealer's like, man, this makes my company more efficient, and I'm still get to make great, a good amount of money off of this product.
It's recurring revenue. It's
Yeah.
more recurring revenue.
More recurring revenue.
Yeah.
So
Well-
I just love hearing about that.
Well, it's a great upsell opportunity, right? If dealers, there we go. So dealers can go out and, like you said, right, install Bluetooth capable readers, and the decision maker that's there has a Bluetooth reader that is turned on. The dealers are working with that very small per reader cost for a single reader. And now that end user, that's the decision maker, starts using his Bluetooth. That quickly turns into the conversation of, I really like this and how I'm able to use that on my door. How do we use this on everything else? And dealers can go now turn on Bluetooth, enable it for all those other readers, and now start charging. So you can use it as that done
Right.
from your phone.
And it's a 2-second change.
It is.
I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And wiring up OSDP, being able to push updates out to those Bluetooth readers.
Great.
The smarter the readers are, the more the firmware they need. And please wire your panels OSDP.
Yeah, do it.
so that we can push the updates out to your firmware firmware updates out to the reader.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's going to be some amazing things coming. Being able to choose the color of your reader. Those are all things that are only going to be possible if you have OSDP wired up. Otherwise, you're going to have to go out and rewire it. Weekend is over. Let's be done with it. OSDP is more secure. It's two-way communication, and it's easier. You could even buy a less expensive wire.
Longer distance.
Right.
4 conductors.
Yeah.
That's all you need. So, anyways, thank you a ton, guys. This was fantastic. I love
you.
chatting with you guys. It's been very good, very beneficial. Hopefully our listeners enjoyed it a lot as well. If you have not already done so, be sure to subscribe to this podcast, give it a 5-star rating, and also let us know if there's any other topics that you want to be educated on, and we'll be sure to add that to an upcoming episode. But thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. We will see you next time.
Peace.